you have a tendency towards midnight feasts, do not. We repeat, do not be tempted by a bird's trifle. Unless you're prepared to make it a family affair.
When you first eat a Smith Square crisp, you're sure of a big surprise. The crispy, crunchy flavor isn't easy to explain. It sort of smacks you in the mouth, but it's a pleasure, not a pain. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Smith Square Crisps. Eating is believing.
Ronseal makes wood beautiful.
Ronseal makes any wood look beautiful, large or small, light or dark. Ronseal has a special formula to highlight grain, let the natural beauty of wood show through, and give lasting protection. There's matte, satin or gloss, and natural wood shades to make your home beautiful.
Ronseal makes wood beautiful.
See, that's the house that Wimpy built. They've built over 600,000 homes. That makes them Britain's most experienced builder. Of course, they can't build houses as quickly as I can. Wimpy spend a lot of time on quality and design, which is why Wimpy have won 3 times more awards for quality than any other builder. And why I haven't.
St. Ivel Gold. High on taste, low on fat. Just half the fat of any margarine. It's made with vegetable oil and real buttermilk. And it tastes smashing.
Now's the time to visit your Schreiber Kitchen Centre, because there's an extra bonus waiting for you. It's a free Hotpoint dishwasher or automatic washing machine when you buy a complete Schreiber fitted kitchen, including Hotpoint built-in appliances. Ask for details of this limited period offer at your Schreiber Centre now.
Fabric conditioner?
Oh, Lisa.
Tried this new Lenore Super Concentrate?
No, this is my usual one. Besides, why should I pay that much?
Easy. This Lenore's the same as 3 bottles of your ordinary one, with 3 times the softness and April freshness in every drop.
New Lenore Super Concentrate makes your wash so super and soft that even this bubble bounces gently back. And Lenore gives your wash that special April freshness.
How's that?
It feels super and soft.
Go on, have a smell.
It's really nice.
And remember, 3 times as much, but not 3 times the price.
Hey, that's value.
3 times the softness and April freshness goes into every bottle of New Lenore Super Concentrate.
It's better value all round.
Model Railway 83, East Scotland's largest exhibition, all next week, Monday to Friday from 6:30 p.m, Saturday from 10 a.m. Corn Exchange, Cooper, Fife. And now the football results, starting with the Scottish Qualifying Cup First Round North. Elgin City 1, Keith 0, Forres Mechanics 2, Nairn County 3, Huntly 2, Inverness Thistle 1. The Highland League results, Peterhead 5, Lossiemouth 0, Ross County 3, Inverness Caledonian 1. And that's the football.
Chaos and confusion kick off Channel 4's comedy this Sunday with, of course, Babble at 8:15.
All members of the Cabinet have got these. Dogs have them under lampposts.
Young women are often seen shaking them down.
At 8:45, a fine romance and a new experience for Mike as he takes Laura to the dentist.
Distract me.
What?
Distract me.
Well, how?
Well, I don't know.
Very well.
What are you doing?
I'm going to recite Charge of the Light Brigade. I'm going to stand on my head whilst I'm doing it.
Comedy this Sunday on Channel 4.
At 10 tonight, Tales of the Unexpected, the perfect gentleman about to commit the perfect crime. But his cleverly laid plans take an unexpected turn at a vital moment. At 10:30, it was the night rock and roll legends The Who brought their two-decade career on the road to an end in front of 20,000 adoring fans at Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, The Who's final concert. And at 11:45, Magical Spectacular with Doug Henning's Magic on Broadway. Now on Grampian, with the time just gone 9:45, we go to ITN and join Carol Barnes for the news.
Reagan's retaliation, an announcement likely tomorrow. The Kremlin and the White House, a war of words. Botham and his boys bank another trophy. And Jones the Voice comes home after 10 years. Good evening. President Reagan is about to take action against the Soviet Union over the Korean airliner that was shot down in the sea. The word from Washington is that he's deciding tonight on sanctions. He'll announce them tomorrow. In a broadcast to the nation, President Reagan accused the Kremlin of murder. He said the Russians had never left the Cold War behind. But state-run Moscow television said he was conducting a rabid anti-Soviet campaign, using the plane as an excuse. The war of words continued as the Americans said Russian divers had started to retrieve the first bodies from the plane. Soviet officials denied it. Japanese patrol boats searching the area have returned with the first evidence of where Flight 007 ended. They found a life jacket from the stricken plane. President Reagan cut short his holiday and flew to Washington today to consult his top advisors on the action to take against Russia.
President Reagan is taking every public opportunity to attack the Soviets, today using his weekly radio broadcast, which is usually devoted to domestic matters.
The Soviet Union owes the world the fullest possible explanation and apology for their inexcusable act of brutality. So far, they've flunked the test. Even now, they continue to distort and deny the truth.
He then appeared at the White House with arms negotiator Paul Nitzer to stress that his anger over the Soviets' actions should not be allowed to jeopardize the arms talks in Geneva. The president's chief spokesman, Larry Speakes, said at a briefing attended by the TASS correspondent that the United States had still received no response from the Soviets to a request to be allowed to send American search teams into Soviet territorial waters, nor could he confirm that the Soviets had found bodies. To speculation that the Soviet jet fighters had mistaken the 747 for an RC-135 US Air Force reconnaissance plane like this, the spokesman said the tapes of cockpit conversation made it clear the pilots could see the 747, so such a mistake was unlikely even at night. Again, the president met with his national security advisors to discuss possible options for sanctions against the Soviets. The most likely sanction will be against Aeroflot. Although the Soviet airline has offices in Washington, commercial flights in and out of the US have been banned since martial law was declared in Poland. But every few months, a special Aeroflot flight comes to Washington with diplomatic personnel and supplies. Aeroflot also has permission to use flight paths over the United States for its scheduled flights. All this could now be banned by the president. If the president has not yet made up his mind on sanctions, the governor of Ohio has. He has ordered all Russian vodka to be removed from the shelves of liquor stores in the state. President Reagan will make his decision on sanctions today, brief congressional leaders tomorrow, and then very probably announce his decision later tomorrow. John Suchet, ITN, at the White House.
Moscow television tonight spent an unprecedented 10 minutes on the story, denouncing American policy. In its longest broadcast yet on the missing plane, it accused President Reagan of destabilizing world relations. And it warned him not to talk of Russia's inhumanity when America was involved in fighting in the Middle East and Central America. But it didn't change Russia's account of her action.
Но бросить тень на Советский Союз и его народ, что пытается в эти дни с особой яростью делать Вашингтонская администрация, не удастся. Ее замыслы разбиваются о неопровержимые факты. Бранью следы грязных дел не замести.
South Korean demonstrations against the Soviet Union have continued in Asia and in Europe. At Seoul Airport, the destination of the doomed plane, the South Korean president and his wife led the mourning for the dead, now known to include 76 Koreans, 61 Americans and 2 Britons among the 269 on board. A special shrine has been set up at the airport, and grieving relatives have been gathering there to wait for news of the bodies. Relatives of the 28 Japanese victims have been flown to the nearest Japanese island to the disaster to be on hand for news there, though Russia's ambassador to Japan says there is no word of bodies being recovered. In Japan and in South Korea, there were emotional scenes of protest. The South Korean authorities, who normally ban unofficial demonstrations, allowed thousands of people to gather with placards and chant calls for retaliation. It was a similar message in Italy, where groups of Korean students protested outside the Soviet embassy. In New York, the Korean community joined a demonstration outside the United Nations building. There, too, the Soviet flag burned as the protesters demanded a full explanation for the shooting down of Flight 007. At the United Nations, Britain's representative, Sir John Thompson, said Soviet explanations so far were totally inadequate. Mr. Charles Lichtenstein, the American representative, said the incident showed the true nature of Soviet totalitarianism. Russian denials of responsibility, he said, showed contempt for civilized mankind. Mr. Richard Ovinikov of the Soviet Union retorted that America was irresponsibly exploiting the incident as part of a policy preparation for nuclear war. Now, the rest of the news. The miners' leader, Mr. Scargill, said the disaster was a reminder that we're always very, very close in the world of nuclear arms to an incident that could engulf us all, whether from east or west. Mr. Scargill, who last week accused President Reagan and Mrs. Thatcher of being the main threats to world peace, said he regretted the deaths, but he didn't condemn Russia's action. East German border guards have shot dead a man on the Berlin Wall. 2 others escaped unhurt into West Berlin. The dead man was killed trying to reach the French sector of the city. In the Sindh province of Pakistan, at least 7 people, 5 of them policemen, were shot dead during a demonstration against martial law. They died when fighting broke out after police failed to disperse crowds with tear gas and baton charges. In Chad, the French have reinforced their 2,000 troops after yesterday's rebel attacks around Chaluba by flying in a squadron of helicopter gunships. They're designed for desert warfare, and the French say their pilots are trained to attack and destroy tanks. 4 policemen were injured, 2 badly, when hundreds of football fans invaded the pitch at Brighton today, smashing a goal crossbar. More than 50 were arrested. Earlier, police discovered a cache of homemade petrol bombs after a night of fighting between rival Brighton and Chelsea fans. The Brighton chairman said today's violence was the worst in the club's history. At Loftus Road, where Queen's Park Rangers were playing Aston Villa, rival fans clashed on the stands during the match, but police quickly ended the trouble. On the field itself, there was plenty of good sport today. With the details, here's our sports correspondent, Jeremy Thompson.
In the last Lord's showpiece of the cricket season, Somerset carried off the NatWest Trophy for the first time, beating Kent by 24 runs. It was their 4th cup final win in 5 years. It was Graham Dilley who shattered the start of Somerset's innings, shooting out Roebuck and Denning for 20. Only Viv Richards really looked at ease against Kent's all-seam attack. As so often, Lords proved Richards' inspiration as he strolled to yet another cup final 50. But then Dilley returned to make the vital strike, not helping him to snuff out Kent's biggest threat. The other danger man, Botham, had made only 9 off 10 overs when he lost his patience and his wicket to Johnson's cool catch. 35 from Copperwell patched up the innings until he became Dilley's 4th victim. Somehow Somerset scraped together 193, though it took some sacrifices. Despite the early loss of Benson, Tavery must still have thought it was Kent's day when Richards, of all people, dropped him twice. It seemed an omen of victory until Marks induced a sudden madness in the batting, Tavery holding out for 39. And same over, Cowdrey seemed to suffer similar symptoms. When Aslett fell soon after to an even swifter stumping by Guard, Somerset were ready to embrace a victory that only minutes before had looked beyond them. But now came the real drama as Kent produced their own shots, Dilley and Ellison clubbing a whirlwind 34, but they could never quite evade Somerset's clutches. They were still 24 short when Botham picked up the final catch, and with it his first major prize as a captain.
In the winter game, Liverpool missed a penalty but still beat Forest. Tottenham lost Hoddle and saw West Ham go to the top. And the First Division played host to QPR's synthetic pitch for the very first time.
Rangers' only close season signing, Mike Fillery, broke the Villa defence. His cross found Simon Stainrod, who made no mistake. 1-0 to Rangers, their first at home in Division 1. And he got his name in lights. Minutes later, he nearly did it again, but this time just couldn't reach as the ball rolled tantalisingly into Nigel Spink's arms. Relief for Villa, but no rest. In the second half, a long throw found Peter With's head in the way. Unlucky, but Villa's 100% record wasn't going to survive. Then, just as QPR were beginning to think of the showers, Bob Hazel's concentration slipped, and With said thank you very much. Stephen Cole, ITN Sport, at Loftus Road.
Some late sports news. The British yacht Victory 83 has trailed into second place in the third heat of the America's Cup semi-finals. Australia, too, finished more than 3 minutes ahead, but the British have protested. If that protest is rejected, Australia go into a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 races. Finally, hundreds of fans kept a welcome at the airport today for the Welsh singer Tom Jones, and it was a warm one to mark the end of his 10-year exile in America.
Back in Britain after 10 years touring the world, TJ Woodward, professionally known as Tom Jones, according to his passport, found his fans and a rugby team waiting for him. In an airport scramble, he was kissed, touched, mobbed by women who generally haven't aged as well as their hero. Ahead of him, 19 concerts and a party for 88 cousins who want to meet Grandad Jones and his grandson. But why did he leave it so long?
Well, I don't know why I've left it 10 years. The time has gone so quickly. But now that we are back, it feels great.
What are you looking forward to most?
Well, I've already had it. It was a British pint.
Jones, the voice, takes Alexander, the grandson, to Wales next week.
You'll have to see the green grass of home. All right, my lovely boy.
An American resident, a British citizen, and probably Wales's fittest grandad, Tom Jones promised his fans he'll be home for good one day. David Bellin, ITN, Heathrow Airport.
That's it for now, but there'll be more details on that plane crisis in a special Channel 4 news report at 10:05. Till then, from all of us here, bye-bye.
Now on Grampian, let's take a look at the weather forecast. Firstly, for this evening and tonight, showers are likely to persist in northern coastal areas. Elsewhere, it'll become dry with clear intervals. Now the forecast for Sunday. Firstly, for the Northern Isles, where there'll be variable cloud, some bright intervals and occasional showers. However, it should become mainly dry in Orkney by the afternoon. It'll feel cool in the fresh or strong northwesterly winds, which should gradually decrease. Any showers over Caithness or Sutherland should soon die out, and most districts will then have a dry and bright day with sunny intervals. However, thickening cloud may spread over Dundee and the southern central highlands during the day, with perhaps a little light rain later. Temperatures will be near normal, with moderate or fresh west to northwesterly winds becoming light and variable later. Finally, the outlook for the next few days, still unsettled with periods of rain or showers, but also some dry and brighter periods with near normal temperatures. And that's the weather.
Introducing the purest white yet from Dulux.
Can it really be 15 years since Mother first showed me this secret cove? She still looks so young. Now I share that secret too. Oil of Ulay Beauty Fluid. It feels so delicate. Maybe that's why it's absorbed so easily, to help my complexion stay soft and young-looking. My daughter knows our secret cove. One day she'll know about Oil of Ulay.
Oil of Ulay. It can help you stay young-looking too.
Dora, Fiora.
Fiora?
It's too orangey for crows. It's just for me and my dog.
I'll be your dog. I'll be your dog.
Oh, Access, hide me.
What's up, money?
Oh, Bill's after me.
What for?
Payment. There's old garage bill, old furniture bill, old department store bill. They all arrived at once.
All right, money, just relax. I'll take care of them.
Oh.
OK, money, they've gone. You can come out now.
Thanks, Access. I'll settle with you at the end of the month.
Oh, I can't help you this time, money. This one's definitely down to you.
How is it?
Bob a job.
Access, your flexible friend.
When you first look at all the big new interest rates you can get, you might think you could pick any one. But it's worth considering that one of them comes from the building society with more branches than any other, whose money service even includes a cheque account, and that more accounts were opened last year with that building society than any other. That's why we feel that Abbey National's 2-year bond share is the pick of the bunch. Come on in.
With Abbey National.
I have to get up first to read my Sunday Post in peace. Just look what's in it this week. Easy to play Sunday Post bingo with more than £80,000 to be won. And I must read the next instalment of Tenko. And there's another £1,000 holiday for 2 to be won. Yes, there's so much more to read in the Sunday Post. Get the Sunday Post tomorrow.
Who's that? I'd like a pet, please.
God. Wings, legs, fur, fins. What?
You choose.
Something cuddly, perhaps, eh? Would you like a hand?
4 cans lager, please.
Tell him.
4 cans of McEwen's lager on the counter as soon as you like, please.
Tarzan's pen. If you want the best, ask for it by name.
And the name's McEwen's lager.
At 10:30 tonight, rock music at its very best. The Who's final concert at Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens.
First of a new series of plays which are all for love. Gene Simmons and Ian Carmichael stir the glimmering embers of romance down at the Hydro.
You here with your wife?
No.
Ah. You'll be all right then. Plenty of spare talent.
I feel 20 years younger.
Oh, it's the sausage rolls.
Oh, no. It's you.
You don't believe in breaking the rules.
I love you. You're probably the last woman that I shall ever say that to.
A new season of All for Love begins tomorrow night at 10 o'clock on ITV.
Now on Grampian, turn of the tide in tonight's Tales of the Unexpected.